Hey guys, welcome back to Just Carve Rob. This is where we are with our stick. We got all of our leaves burned in, and we got to do our pheasant. So, I figured I got to do some wood burning on this. So, you guys might as well come along for the ride. If I got to be bored, so do you. So, anyway, I'm using a Amazon wood burner. It's Japanese, Chinese, something like that. I don't understand the writing on the top of it. So that's where we're at, okay? So, yeah, let's fire up the wood burner. I like to wood burn my stuff because I use oil-based. I do use some water-based, but mostly oil-based stains, and they love to travel. Okay, if you put a drop of it at the top of this leaf, it'll be down to the bottom of that leaf. That's what I mean by traveling. The grain of the wood. You got to picture your grain, your wood grain, like a bunch of little straws. Okay, and what happens is the straws will suck the stain right up them. So your stain will want to run. That's the best way I can describe it. It's like a bunch of little straws, and it likes to get sucked right up through those little straws into what it just traveled, just zoop right up there. So I found a while back that if I go ahead and wood burn it, the heat from the wood burner either shrinks those little straws up so that it won't travel, or the wood burner seals them, like cauterizes them, I guess is the best way to put it, so that the paint, watered down paint or stain, doesn't want to travel it, doesn't want to run. So that, it makes your stuff stand out a little bit better, I think. So by wood burning, if you got, like, right here's a little high spot, this wood burner cuts right through it, right? So I can come back with a diamond burr and cut it back. Or you could just take it and burn it right off and then come back with your diamond and sand away the dark spot. And you can use your wood burner to help undercut your leaves. So there's a lot of different things you can do with your wood burner. I was watching a guy the other day on YouTube, and he uses his wood burner to cut his pattern into the wood before he starts carving. So he's kind of using his wood burner like I use my SCM tool, because you can burn pretty deep with a wood burner. You can let it, you turn your heat up, you can let it sink right in there. I don't run super high heats with my wood burner. I just adjust it to where I can just move right along with it. If you're using a pencil. Some guys like running them to the, so it's like a flame shooting out of it. I mean, you can crank this thing up enough to make flames. And of course, different woods require different heats. Like a softer wood, you could turn it way down, and a harder wood like let's say walnut or oak, you might have to turn it up quite a bit for you to get that burn that you're looking for. But popple, I found most woods on this that it's at 31, between 31 and 36, and it goes up to 100. So between 31 and 36 is usually hot enough for me to accomplish what I want to do. Now, I guess if I was cutting a lot of beard hairs, I might turn it up a little bit higher so I can just, you know, dot, 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 like that, real quick. You can see I can move right along pretty good with this 36. That, and if you get too hot, it cuts too easy, so you get no drag on your tool. And you could get way off your lines real quick. I mean, even with this, at this heat, you can still jump lines. This is about the right heat for me. Everybody does their stuff different though. So if you get a wood burner, I suggest getting some scrap wood out and playing with it for a while. Get used to it. And then go ahead and burn your projects if you like that. Some people don't like that wood burnt look, so you know, to each their own. That's what I say. Through wood carving, you'll discover your own style of wood carving. Everybody develops their own style. That's for sure. I mean, you might be like, well, I like the way, let's say, Gene Messer carves. Well, you can try copying somebody's wood style. It might work for you. But in the long run, everybody has their own way of carving. So in the long run, you'll figure it out. And hey, just because you can't make your stuff look exactly like somebody else's, you don't want your stuff to look like somebody else's. You want your stuff to look like your stuff. I had a comment the other day. Somebody wanted, I was carving. I think it was on a leaf demonstration. And they asked me, how do you do that? Switch back and forth between hands. Like, well, that's, I don't know, I've just always done it. They call it being ambidextrous. Just another way to say you're a weirdo. So I have no problem. I mean, like, I can write with either hand or play ball with either hand, play pool with either hand. Comes in handy when you're playing pool. So the main reason for wood burning is, well, two reasons that I do it. One is to keep my paint and my stain from wanting to travel on me. If you look at wood grain, it kind of looks like a bunch of straws stuck together. And so when you put the stain on, especially oil-based stains, they like to run. I don't mean run like, run like streaks. I mean, it's like when you put your straw in your tea or your soda or whatever. Imagine having 50 straws. It'll just suck it. You put a drop here, and the grain's running up and down, so it's going to suck it up or suck it down. So I would burn it, and that way there, like it cauterizes those straws, so the paint or the stain will normally stay right where you put it. Because back when I first started staining things, I used to just burn it and seal it and call it good. But then I wanted to get a little fancier with my carving, so I started staining different colors, like stain this red, stain this walnut, stain different colors on different leaves. And the problem was it would all run together on me. So I started wood burning the lines, like I'm doing right here, and I noticed that the stain in the paint stayed right where you put it. I mean, you might put it here and it will run up to this right there. That would be it. So I've been wood burning ever since. Around all my perimeters. Plus it makes everything pop out a little bit better, I think, right? Especially when you're working with light colored woods like this. You can't barely tell on camera what's what. It just starts all kind of like it's just a white blur. So wood burning helps that too. Okay. And it also gets rid of the fuzzies, like on these deep cuts right here. See this deep cut where that leaf is shaped? It also gets the fuzzies out of there. And it'll also let you cut your pattern in a little bit deeper. And if you happen to miss something when you were carving, you can cut right through it and then come back with your burr and trim that down. Because as you're sanding, you'll lose detail. So to get that detail back, you can come back with the wood burner and kind of reshape it to what you wanted it to be. What you wanted it to look like. And it's also great for undercutting stuff. If you don't got all the fancy burrs that look like T's to get up underneath your leaves, let's say you want to have that shadow, you can come in with the wood burner and hold it on that angle. And see how that cuts right under that? This is so much better than a pencil burner though, guys. You know the ones you get at Hobby Lobby or Walmart or that? I find them to be pretty much useless for what I do. So for, I think it was 50 bucks, is what this wood burner cost me. And I can control my heat. That's the big deal right there. You can control your heat, okay? If you're into wood burning, then you can also shade with it, right? You can almost see how this wood burner is putting shadow effects under the leaves. So that's, I've seen, there's quite a few people that are into the pyro thing, pyrographing or whatever it's called, and they just use wood burners to, like, let's do this leaf here. See, we could just take the side of that and we could shade that leaf, or we can turn it down. Bump it up a little bit until I get a reading here. Okay, 18. Now 18 is running pretty cold, right? But you can see I can still make it tan. See that, you guys? And of course, the hotter you make it, like this here, the darker it'll make the leaf. So you could use it for putting colors on your leaves too. Okay, that's 26. There, that's a better example. So you could use it to shade your leaves, and you wouldn't even have to use stain or anything. Kind of like that. Okay, so I think we got everything burnt here. And go over it once and make sure. Looks like it's good to me. It looks like we got everything. Yeah. Well, it looks like it right there could use a little bit more. Right here, we'll just get in there. Get that burnt a little bit better. Up underneath here. Like that. Yep. Okay. So I think we got everything wood burnt. So there's a quick thing on wood burning, guys. All right. So the next thing we'll be doing is our pheasant. But I don't think it's going to happen today because it's getting late already. All right. So, hey, if you guys like this, share, subscribe, and like. Hit that bell button so you'll get notification when I post the next video. And stay safe. Stay at home. Be good to each other. I know it's like boop, 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 boop. You know, being home with the loved ones all the time. It's more like, not like boop, boop. It's more like boom, 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 boom sometimes. But that's why I built a wood shop, right? So I can come escape from the household duties and come out here and hide and carve. All right. So yeah, be awesome, carve something awesome, and we will catch you guys on the next one, all right? All right. Bye.